What's up, everybody? Welcome back to This or Therapy. I'm your host, Chris Mack, and today I want to talk about self-defense. Now, I'm a firm believer that everyone should learn self-defense, but I am a very, very firm believer that every man should learn or know some form of self-defense, whether it be boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, whatever the case may be. You can throw jujitsu in there, but I don't know how well that works on the street. And the reason why I feel this is because the cops ain't always going to be there, right? And who's going to protect you or your family before they get there? It's you. That's your job as a man, right? That's why we have all these physical advantages over women and children, right? Because we were made for defense. And to me, if you can't defend yourself, how can you expect to have a family, right? I think there's a lot of men out there who can't even defend themselves and they have families and things of that nature. And it's because we have a society that, has made it safe, right? I don't know if you ever heard the phrase, soft times breed soft men, hard times breed strong men. Well, we are in soft times, but we're also getting back to hard times, right? Especially if you live here in California. I mean, there's certain laws that won't even be prosecuted. So who's going to protect you if you can't protect yourself? And it's not just about fighting, right? Because fighting is not really why you would take a self-defense course, right? Because there's more to it than just that. But a lot of fights can be prevented if you know how to defend yourself, right? Most people, when they get into fights, it's because they let their emotions build and they just start throwing haymakers, right? They get filled with rage and they go off. But when you train your body, you train your mind simultaneously. Most people don't think that. People who go to the gym and people who train, things of that nature, they train their mind, right? You ever notice somebody who is an actual fighter? Do you see them going off on people? Do you see them flipping out when they get challenged? No, they're the calmest people in the world. And those are the people that you need to be afraid of. Like, you ever been out and talking crap to somebody, or see somebody talking crap to somebody else and that other person is calm? That's the person that knows how to handle themselves. That's a person who is in control of their emotions, can turn them off and realize what needs to happen or what's gonna happen and know how to do it, right? So when you are a trained person, you don't go out there looking for a fight. You don't start popping off at people. You're one of the calmest people in the world, right? Because your brain you're not filled with emotion, right? Because most people who are, talking all that mess and puffing up their chest and trying to fight, they're afraid. Trust me, they're afraid. They may come off as hard. They may come off as, threatening and things of that nature. They're putting up a good game, but they're not that threatening. They might swing, but that doesn't mean that they're really a threat, especially to somebody who knows what they're doing. But most people start swinging and start fighting out of fear because they don't know what's going to happen. Now, some people cower away in fear and things of that nature, but, most people who actually fight, they fight out of fear. But a person who is trained and has a strong mind doesn't need to fight. They don't need to get rowdy, but they know how to handle themselves in a fight if it happens, right? Because some things are out of your control, no matter how calm you are, no matter how much you try to de-escalate the situation. Some people are just looking for violence, and that's the times where you need to have that ability in you so that way you can defend yourself or others around you if need be. You know what I mean? Now, I know most people, especially most dudes who are around here, are probably, watching it, and probably watching this video and saying, oh, I can fight. No, you can't. Trust me. Unless you've trained in some form of combat, there's no way that you know how to fight. I don't care how, you've probably been in a million street fights and things of that nature, but you're fighting somebody who's untrained, and you're fighting, two untrained people fighting against each other. And you probably got lucky a few times. That's really all it is. There's no way you learn a technique and you know how to really hurt somebody, because let me tell you something, you might have won those fights, but I guarantee you the person who knows how to really handle themselves and handle their body and know what to do to hurt you, you'd be powerless against them. And that's why you need to learn something. That's why we all need to, especially as men, you need to learn some form of fighting. I'm not saying you got to study your entire life. I mean, it helps, right, to really master the defense. But you should do some kind of training, like some form of martial art. You know, boxing, kickboxing. You know, hell, even wrestling. I know it sounds like it wouldn't work in the street, but trust me, think about it. Wrestlers are strong. They're powerful, explosive. To somebody who doesn't know how to wrestle, you take them down in a fight, they're going to be panicking. They're going to be like, whoa, what's going on? I'm already on the ground and I was just standing up. See what I mean? So any form of martial arts is great, I think, for self-defense. Now, of course, hand-to-hand combat doesn't really work against somebody who pulls out a weapon, right? Of course. But most people aren't carrying weapons, right? Most people are, you know, if they get into a fight, it's usually hands, fisticuffs, right? So at least have that defense. Now, I personally believe in gun ownership. I know that that's a big controversy in our country about who should own guns, or if we should own guns, or if guns should be here in this country. The fact of the matter is, some people do own guns. Some people do have them. And some of these people who fly off and get violent happen to have guns on them. That's why I think if everybody had guns, it'd be an even fight, right? Because then you know what's going on. And if you are going to own a gun, 100% take a course. If you've never fired a gun before, if you've never been trained in what a weapon truly is, take a course. I'm ex-military, so like me, when it comes to guns, I know gun safety, I know how gun behavior, I know how to interact with guns, so I'm not afraid. But most people who pull out guns and use them don't even know how to fire them, never fired them before, and they're doing it out of fear. Don't be that person. Be somebody who's trained, right? And that's what I mean too. When it comes to self-defense, period, hand-to-hand combat, it's about discipline, right? That discipline to know, because here's the thing. Most people think, oh, I can fight. I've seen a few things. I know how to throw my hands, right? Yeah, you're thinking about that in a calm state. But when your anxiety's up, or when your adrenaline is up and somebody's coming at you, natural instincts are going to kick in, and probably the things that you think that you're going to do in your natural instinct aren't going to be those things. You're not going to throw the correct punches like you do when you shadow box when you're at home or something like that. You're not going to throw kicks and stuff like that. It's not going to be like something you've seen on the movies, right? You're going to go into your natural instinct. But if your natural instinct isn't trained, probably gonna lose that fight if it's against somebody who knows a little bit more, or has a little bit more control over their emotions and over their adrenaline and things of that nature, right? Muscle memory is a thing. Muscle memory is a huge thing. And I'm gonna tell you, I know it's a huge thing because, you know, I'm ex-military. The first time I got in a firefight, I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. The whole time in my head while I was aggressing and attacking the enemy, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get shot in the face. While my body's moving and ducking, getting behind corners, the only thought that was in my head was I'm gonna get shot in the face. That's what I was thinking the entire time. I wasn't thinking about, you know, maneuvering. I wasn't even, we were just moving, right? Orders were being yelled out, but my brain and my body connection were into two different places, and I was just moving and aggressive. So muscle memory is a thing, and that's why you need to train. Most people, like I said, they think they know how to fight. You don't know how to fight. Most people are just, you know, maybe studied a little bit or like saw some things on TV, know how to throw a decent punch, but when push come to shove, when your adrenaline is up, all that goes out the window, right? That's why you need to train. So self-defense is something you need, especially as a man. Go train in some form of martial arts. It's gonna make you a better man. It's gonna make you more disciplined. It's gonna train your mind, and you're gonna actually be a protector. Not just an aggressor, but a protector. And trust me, it's gonna save you in the long run. All right, guys, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you study any kind of martial art, if you want to teach any classes, or if you want to provide anything, any kind of information for any kind of martial art that of yours. Please put it down in the comment. I'll share it with the people. All right. You guys have a good day. See you on the next one.